This is a vacuum brake bleeder. This makes your work of bleeding your brakes so effortless even if you have a long ABS lines. Let's understand more about this tool and how to use this properly in this video. I ordered this from Amazon and this is how the package looks after it got delivered. To make it clear, let me tell you this is not a sponsored video. Cut opening the package, you can get a glance on the box itself, which contains all the accessories needed for brake bleeding. The quality of the box is pretty decent enough, and on the box itself, you cannot see any sort of branding or company's name mentioned. And as usual, if you want to purchase this particular tool, I'll leave the purchase link in the description below. Alright, now let's open the box. Opening the two locks, you can get a glance on the accessories itself. These are the different set of attachments and tubes which can be handy to use on different motorcycles or cars. Next, you get a user guide or manual which has all the details of different accessories and tools and how to use this product on different vehicles, cars or motorcycle. If you want to understand more about this product, you can feel free to go through it. And if you're watching this Archeonics video, you might not require reading this manual. Now let's take a look at other components that is included in the box. This is the vacuum pump itself and I'll tell more about this pump in a bit. Taking the vacuum pump out of the box, let's remove the gauge cover and check the vacuum strength. I'm closing the nozzle of the vacuum pump with my finger and pumping it to check at what maximum level the vacuum gets pulled. On doing multiple attempts, the maximum vacuum that I have received is around 24 inches of mercury or around 620 millimeters of mercury in vacuum. Yes, this particular gauge has two dials, one is in millimeters of mercury and another one in inches of mercury. Alright, now speaking of the handle itself, it is rubberized and it is pretty decent in quality. You also have an air release valve if you need it just in case. Okay, now let's keep this aside and let's move on to the container itself. This is a fluid container that collects all your brake fluid when you do the brake bleeding. This is just a closed cap. You also get a bleeder cap which you can see here. Now speaking about the container itself, in order to keep it airtight, you get a set of O-ring which is already inserted on the container itself. And in order to have a backup, you get an additional O-ring just in case if you require it in future. And this bleeder cap fits onto the container something like this. Now speaking of attachments, you get multiple attachments for usage of different vehicles, for cars or motorcycles, or even if you have a truck, you can use this vacuum brake bleeder to bleed all your motorcycles or cars, and the best part is you might not require a second hand. Now let's test it out. Now as mentioned in all my previous videos, while you do your brake bleeding, it is very important to cover your motorcycle surface to avoid the brake fluid getting in contact with the motorcycle painted surface. It is also advised to drape a cloth onto the tank too, so that the tank panels too can be protected from the brake fluid if it accidentally falls on your paint. Now using an appropriate bit, start removing the two screws holding the master cylinder cap. Next, remove the plastic cover, followed by the rubber cover, making sure that the brake fluid doesn't fall onto the motorcycle parts. If your brake fluid is low like mine, top it up with appropriate grade brake fluid. Now let's open the box containing the vacuum brake bleeder kit. Now let's start assembling, starting with the brake bleeder cap. I'm taking this lengthy hose which is already included and attaching it to the inlet port of this bleeder cap of the container. Now let me take the smaller tube and attach it to the pump side of the bleeder cap. You can see it is written to the pump, by which you can know this is the pump side that you need to attach. Now let's attach this other end of the tube to the pump. Now let's take the container and remove its cap and attach the container to the bleeder cap. Insert to its slot and rotate it to lock in place. Now one final step is to add an attachment to the bleeder nozzle of your motorcycle or car. For my particular motorcycle, I'll go with the smaller size one. If you have a car or if you're using this for truck, you can also use this other attachment that is already included. Now let me insert this attachment to the tube as shown. Once this is done, the entire setup is ready for function. Now onto the motorcycle's end, start removing the bleeder bolt's dust cap. Now loosen the bleeder bolt slightly using an appropriate number ring spanner. Once this is done, insert the vacuum kit's bleeder attachment as shown. Now start pumping the vacuum pump and pull a vacuum to the maximum that it can go up. Do not expect it to go to the maximum as you did a finger test, as there might be a slight leakage in the tube or the connector itself. Try to pull a vacuum to the maximum that the needle gauge can go up, and once you hit the maximum limit where there is no further change in the vacuum gauge, start loosening the bleeder bolt as shown. You can see the fluid getting drawn through the tube, which in turn getting collected in the container. Repeat this entire process multiple times until you start seeing the clear fluid coming in. You can also see the vacuum needle dropping its pressure, and don't let it to come to zero, as ensuring that the negative pressure is always maintained will ensure that the air is not entering into the bleeder bolt again. If you're making sure that there is a negative pressure always in the bleeder hose, you need not worry at all of the air getting trapped in the braking system, which will eventually fade out your braking performance. Now this is to show you how the vacuum is functioning, and also would like to remind you to keep a close eye on the brake reservoir to top it up with brake fluid, as it is getting sucked up pretty quickly compared to the normal bleeding process. And these bubbles that you see is not only that is getting sucked through the brake lines, but also through minor leakages that is present in the bleeder connector assembly. But don't worry, until and unless you make sure that you have a negative pressure, there is no way that the air can enter back through the bleeder bolt, which in turn gets end up in the braking system. You can repeat this process multiple times, making sure that you have bled the brake completely and your system is entirely filled with fresh brake fluid. And the best part is, if you have done a brake overhaul and you're filling the brake fluid freshly, you can collect all the old brake fluids after removing all the air bubbles, and you can reuse this brake fluid again, which will help in reducing the wastage of brake fluids that you need to purchase, which can sometimes save you a lot of money, especially if you're using a high performance brake fluids. As mentioned earlier, you can see the clear brake fluid that is collected in the container, which you can reuse and save a lot of money and also avoid wastage of the brake fluids. Once all the process of bleeding your brakes is completed, make sure that you tighten the bleeder bolt while you have the vacuum that is still present in the vacuum pump. Now next, remove the bleeder bolt attachment as shown. Now finally, you can close the bleeder bolt with the dust cap. If required, top up the brake fluid in the reservoir. After cleaning the reservoir's rubber cap, install it back to its place. Now install back the plastic cap, followed by the master cylinder cap. Install back the fasteners and tighten it gradually in a crisscross pattern. And the best part of bleeding the brakes using this vacuum kit is that the lever pull will be hard in the first initial press itself. You can avoid multiple pumping of this brake fluids, which can save a lot of time if you own a garage or a mechanic center. Now, as mentioned before, the link to purchase this tool is in the description below. And if you like this video and found it informative enough, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Archeonics, and follow me on Instagram, and stay tuned for more such interesting content.